Hello. This video is just a little showcase of my programs that I've been working on for Computer Science 200. Basically what it is I work at Pizza right now, so I wanted to make a barista simulator program, kind of in the same vein as Cookie Clicker or like Universal Paperclips. That was kind of my biggest inspiration for it. But yeah, so here is a little demonstration. This is kind of all the code. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I think I want to point out a couple interesting things I did with it. So one of the things I did to make the coding process kind of simpler is I added basically a frame rate, and what that really meant is that every, like, this is the number right now. I set it to 240 because I wanted to, but you can do like something as simple as like 24 frames a second, and it'll basically just update like a certain, what is it? It'll update like certain elements on the screen per like that many times per second, which I thought would be cool and make it seem a lot more responsive, and also made like coding it a lot more simple because I didn't have to like every time I do an action check if this certain thing should be updated. It would just automatically do it. But that adds like a lot of bloat to, or not really bloat, but it just makes the program less efficient. But it made programming it much easier, and considering how big the scope was for this tiny assignment, that was very helpful. It made me be able to do a lot more. And the implementation of that ended up being over here. I used timers, and the specific timer. Yeah, so right here you can set up the FPS. This is basically, I think, a millisecond. Can't remember. Oh. Technically, that's supposed to be a different number. I'm just now realizing this. Whoops. Let me change that and see if it still works. Oh, well, I guess I could show you it now. Ta-da! So this is the little intro screen. It just says welcome to the beta because this is nowhere near finished. But it is as finished as I'm going to ever probably get it. There's a little about screen with the little nice coffee mug. It's in pixel art, but it's so small you can't really tell. You can hit continue game. So you can put whatever name you want. I'm going to put Barista Job just to show that it will change it. That was just the default because I didn't want to have enter your name every single time when doing testing. But if you hit confirm name, it brings you into the main interface where there are, and it updates the name up here. Shows you how many total drinks you've made. It gives you your money, which is really high right now because I want to show things off. Upgrades, and then you can purchase upgrades too. I think my favorite part about this is because of the frame rate system, it auto updates each time you scroll over it, which it didn't originally do until you clicked it, I believe, but now it looks a lot nicer. And you can buy upgrades, and this button will update depending on if you're moused over it or not. And when you buy it, obviously, as it should, it'll take money from your amount of money, I guess. But yeah, so the main features are that you can steam milk right here. It's basically what I do at work like every single day, so it's not really that fun in a game, but it's a simulator for a reason. It's not meant to be fun. It's meant to simulate it. But yeah, you can steam milk for like a latte, and it will, as soon as you hit the button, it shows that it's steaming, and it gives a counter. And then as soon as that's updated, it says milk ready. So now it's just waiting for shots. So we can make a latte. So let's start by grinding the beans. And it starts grinding. And then with the beans, you can pull the shot. But something important to note with shots is that I believe they oxidize really quickly. So in coffee shops, shots can basically expire. So if you don't get a shot into milk or to like a person quick enough, it starts tasting really bad. And I have tasted a shot that's been out for like a second versus 10 seconds, and the taste is remarkably different, and it's kind of crazy. So it completely changes the taste of the drink. But yeah, so if we hit pull shots, I actually managed to simulate that. So as soon as the shot is finished pulling, another timer will start, of which you have to hit pour milk, and then this shot is used, and these buttons are available again, but the drink is ready. So the way I had it is that eventually orders would fill up down here, and you would have the milk amount would change, or the amount of shots would change, and you would have to like continue, like basically juggle between different orders, and that would all be randomly generated, but did not have anywhere near enough time to do that. So all that happens now is when the drink is ready, you hit finish drink, and it adds one drink made, and it gives you money. So one of the upgrades that I wanted to do with this is basically automate these tasks. So I didn't fully do it. I didn't make it so that you can, what is it? Whoops. I didn't make it so that you could automatically pull shots, but I probably could. Well, I definitely could, but I don't know. I decided not to, but yeah. So if I hit auto steamer, it automatically starts steaming as soon as it can. So, which is very helpful. So now you don't have to pay attention to that. Another good upgrade to have right about now would be auto pour. As soon as the shot and the milk is ready, it automatically pours it and makes the drink ready. See, both these are ready, and we can finish drink. Cool. So now another good one. Oh, and when you hit upgrade, it shows on the right, which is cool. So you can get auto grinder. That automatically grinds the beans, but you still have to pull the shots manually. Which is probably fairly realistic to how an actual coffee shop would end up operating, just because shots are a bit more delicate. A good example of this is I went to, in the nearby mall, there's a barista robot, and the way the robot did it was that they pulled the shots first and then poured the milk like 30 seconds later, and the drink tasted way worse because of that, and I will never forgive them. But yeah, another upgrade, auto drink. Actually, I'm going to do auto finish first. Auto finish will, okay, should automatically finish that. Did not for some reason. Gonna have to fix that before I turned it in all the way, but usually it has worked in the past. There we go. Wait, nope, still didn't work. Okay, that's fine. I will fix that probably in the remainder of this recording, but we have auto drink as well. That is completely separate and just automatically creates drinks and sells them. I think it's like every 6 seconds or so. Yeah, so it's pretty nice upgrade, and that's really all there is to the game after the upgrades. If I wanted to expand, I would add custom orders. I would add maybe extra baristas that you could hire, maybe even automating at some point. Something along the lines of what Universal Paperclips does, because I really like the concept and what it says with that concept. But yeah, I should go into I'll go into the classes a little bit too. So actually, I made a couple different classes. So the main ones are the player class, which stores some variables related to the player that right now haven't really been changed, but eventually with more scaling of the game could be changed. So like the player has access, player has upgrades that it has and controls. But yeah, it has all that. And it has some functions. I think my favorite implementation was this one. I basically made, in order to interact with the milk steamer, which is a whole separate object, I basically made it pass, so you, within main, or I guess within the dialog file, you would pass the object to the player, which is kind of weird, and then subtract the amount of money that it costs to buy more milk, in this case, because you're trying to buy milk, which I forgot to go over, but yeah, there's a limit to how much milk you have and beans you have, and you have to buy more. It's really cheap because I'm trying to be realistic, and I found out that it's really cheap to buy for coffee shops to buy milk, and it's like, I'm not going to say the exact figure because I don't want to get in trouble, but it's really cheap. But yeah, so it subtracts the money from the cost, and then it executes a function within the actual, within the actual steamer class, which just adds milk to it, and then it returns the steamer to the player. Or no, does not return it to the player. It returns it to main. Yes, I know what my program does, I swear. But yeah, there's the same thing basically for the espresso machine, except that one's a bit more complicated because of the expiring shot. So the timers were a pain to get working and everything. And it looks really simple now, but it took a while to do. But yeah, so, all right, here's the order. Theoretically, the order size and not so much cost, maybe cost, would be randomly generated within like a couple different options. So like a small being 12 ounces, medium being 16, large being, what is it? Oh my god, 20 ounces. I swear I've worked at this job for like over a year and I can't remember those things. Yeah, so this one's really simple. All it does is like say if the drink's ready for like pouring milk, and it kind of acts, the order one kind of acts as like a third machine, even though it really isn't. And then that's about it for this. Now I'm going to really quickly fix. Oh, I should specifically show off the timer area. Here it is. So it's a big if-else thing, but if it's the frame rate refresher, it'll basically execute this function, which is, I don't know how to like, oh, go to definition. Hey, there we go. That's really helpful. It'll call a bunch of other refreshing functions, and this one, oh yeah, this is for the combo box to upgrade the options for that, and then I guess I didn't end up needing that, or I got rid of it at some point, but yeah, so these refresh ones were probably the bulk of the work because I had to make a bunch of different cases for what the button should say, and like it turned into a big mess kind of, but it's readable, I think. So yeah, you could look at that in, oh god, where'd it go? All right, in here. So basically the way the timers work is that these will execute basically every second, and basically what they'll do is they'll tick this function, and this function is in player. Where is it? Steam. Basically, it just like, when you hit the button to steam it, it sets the timer and then gives the steamer basically a time left value, and that function will slowly subtract it each time it's run, which means, wow, I literally cannot find it. Oh, there it is. Wait. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. That's why I can't find it. Yep, it's up here, isn't it? Yep, Steam. So if the time left isn't 0, it subtracts, and if it is 0, then it sets the has steamed milk to true, meaning that it's finished steaming, and if that's the case, it will check that, and it will run it again, basically, to update it, saying, hey, the milk is done, and it hides the timer and kills the timer and means this code block stops executing. It's the same thing for the grinder, for the pull shot, except this one's a bit more complicated. Same thing for... Oh, yes, because this one, as soon as the shot finishes pulling, it has to start the coffee shot timer. And then this is for the auto drink. This is for the upgrade, so how many times that happens per second. Yeah, but in the meantime, basically this video's over. You're free to go if you've even stayed this long, considering it's 14 minutes now. But I need to fix that one error, and I also need to make it so that it doesn't automatically say the name is Jub, as much as I like my name. We don't want it to be the default name for other people. I don't know where it is in the code though, so we're gonna find it. Ah, there we go. enter your name. Oh, and look, I even said, oh, whoops, I can just re-enable it. I tried to make this easy for myself, and I still did not. Okay, we got that done. Now we need to fix the upgrade because it's apparently not working. Okay. So if we go to refresh, I believe it's refresh, pour milk. Okay. Yeah, so this is where one of the upgrades does. It basically checks right here if the upgrade is true for auto pour at least. And then it basically pours the milk, which is the same code in the button version, but just here as well. I could have probably made it a function, but I didn't feel like it. Same with refresh auto drink or refresh. Oh yeah, it's using the complete wrong check. It should be auto finish. I'm pretty sure that's a function, and this should now work. Man, this is what copying and pasting gets me. Also, my computer is really slow. There we go. I'm enter your name now. But if I go to auto finish and do that, so now that it's on, quickly steam some milk, quickly pull some shots. Quickly pour. There we go. It automatically did it. Now it's waiting. And now if I enable everything, it should be basically... not auto drink though, just to illustrate my point. It should automatically get rid of the milk, and it should say grind now. Oh no, it's already gonna make the grinding. Look at that. A very efficient coffee shop, a very, in my opinion, cool program. I hope y'all liked it. I would like to work on this eventually. I don't know how I could make it fun though. So that's like the hard part. I mean, games are supposed to be fun, not just supposed to be projects, but I think this is cool, and I'm very proud of it, even though it's simple. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly, y'all are seeing the finished code because as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna turn it in and then go study for math, which I have. Oh no, I'm actually gonna do another thing and then study for math because I have to. Man, I can't even. I swear I swear my code isn't this bad, and I can usually find things. Okay. Okay, so start off with 0 money. And yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, I didn't show off buying beans, but you're just going to have to play it for yourself if I ever release it. All right. Thanks for watching.